Hey guys, so in this video we are going to be breaking down the incoming LF Ultimate Gohan slash Beast Gohan, which we can actually say about this character, slash Beast Gohan, yeah. And the Fat Failed Fusion GOTENKS that are coming for Legends Fest Part 1 2023 here. I did a separate video already breaking down the Golden Frieza and Blue Kaioken Goku slash Evolution Blue Vegeta character. That'll be a separate video that should already be live by the time this one goes live. Yeah, it was pretty long. Tag characters are ridiculously complicated. This one should probably be less long, but it is still a transforming character, so we probably still got a lot to do here. So let's get started. Now with GOTENKS, we only have the information available to us from the reveal, so we're going to go ahead and just go through what we know here. This is not going to be everything with the character. We'll probably go through what we missed tomorrow when the data download happens. All right, so GOTENKS, he is a defense character. He's also yellow. So Fusion Warriors, by the way, finally getting some character that is not like an LF or an Ultra, right? They finally get some like role-playing character here with this GOTENKS. Also Hybrid Saiyan, of course. So his Z ability at 14 stars should be 35% to movies, Hybrid Saiyans, or Fusion Warriors, strike and blast defense, so both defenses. And then 18% to characters that are both movies and hybrids, strike attack. Okay. Unique abilities. Shortens own sub count by 1 as default. That's always nice to have. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Draws a special arts card next. Activates once. Okay, so he draws a green card guaranteed, which even if you don't use that for GOTENKS himself, it could be effective on characters like Ultra Vegeta Blue, which you're probably going to be running with this character. Restores ki by 30. 50% to damage inflicted, and then he gets card draw speed for 15 counts only. Okay. Typically when we see new characters drop, it's nice for them to have just unconditional, uncancelable, permanent card draw speed, but we'll see how this guy's built specifically. All right, next page. So, unique ability. The following effects occur when changing cover. Reduces damage received by 10% until combo ends. Does he get 7? Doesn't even tell us. I am hoping he just gets 70% reduced damage received at the start of the fight, and it's not like 60 plus 10, because that doesn't make any sense. Like, just give him 70 and then have this be an extra 10%. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 counts. Okay, that's nice. Type neutrality for taking damage. 30% to damage inflicted by allies for 20 counts. So he's supporting on why is it going? He's supporting for 20 counts, which is nice. Randomly destroys one enemy card, activates twice, and then randomly destroys one enemy card. Wow, they're just, dude, they released LF Future Gohan like 3 years ago, and they're just like super scared of destroying 2 cards on cover change. This honestly, in my opinion, this should not be limited to twice. He should just be destroying 2 cards on cover change. But I mean, it's still nice that he does this twice. Has a special cover change against strike art attacks. Okay. Following effects occur when performing a special cover change. Shortens allies sub count by 5. So this is specifically when special cover changing. So this only activates when you cover change against an enemy strike attack. And it activates the animation, I assume. Have we ever seen... This actually might be the first time we've ever seen a character have effects tied to getting special cover changes. Shortens ally sub count by 5, activates twice. Obscures all enemies' cards for 5 counts. That is annoying. Okay. Reduce enemies' Dragon Balls by 1, and then inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 100% to ki recovery for 10 counts. So yeah, landing the special cover change on this guy is going to be pretty strong. Okay. Next up, the following effects occur when own health reaches 0. Oh, he has endurance. Okay. Restores own health by 30%, and then shortens allies sub count by 10. Reduce enemy ki by 100. Wow. Okay. That's pretty good. I'll take that. It's like an upgraded form of endurance. The following effects occur if own remaining health is 50% or below after being hit by an enemy's art attack while this character is on the battlefield. Activates once. Restores own health by 20%. Gradually restores own health each timer count for 30 counts, and then shortens ally sub count by 10. He has a lot of sub count manipulation, this GOTENKS. A lot of sub count manipulation. All right, next, which should be the final page here. His green card reduces enemy ki by 30, reduces enemies' Dragon Balls by 1, cancels enemies' attribute upgrades, inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 10 all arts costs for 5 counts, and -1 card draw speed for 10 counts. Okay, I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it is annoying, for sure. Main ability, restores own ki by 50. He doesn't heal? He's not healing on his main ability, huh? Yeah, I don't like that. 30% damage inflicted, which is permanent. And then he gets 30% to the next special move damage inflicted. Takes your opponent's Dragon Balls and adds them to your own. Effect will change according to how many Dragon Balls they possess. 1 or more, take 1, gain 1. None get. Oh, I see how it works. It's okay. So up until this point, the only character we've had, let me sort of clean this up. The only character we've had that has an effect like this through their main ability is still, I believe it's Yellow Demon King Piccolo. It's going to be all the way down at the bottom here. Super, super old character. His main ability, take your opponent's Dragon Balls and add them to your own. Effects will change according to how many Dragon Balls they have. 2 or more, take 2, gain 2, 1, take 1, gain 1, no effect. So it's slightly different than Yellow Demon King Piccolo. This Gotenks has a more, this is not what I want. This Gotenks has a more balanced effect, I would say, because even if the opponent has 0 Dragon Balls, you can still gain a Dragon Ball from using this, whereas with Piccolo's ability, if the opponent has no Dragon Balls, he doesn't gain any Dragon Balls. So this Gotenks, it's like a less extreme version of Demon King Piccolo's. Like, he's gonna still take 1 Dragon Ball, but Demon King Piccolo can take 2. But this Gotenks will still gain 1 no matter what. So interesting. I think I actually probably would prefer if he just had the Demon King Piccolo effect. But all right, so that's gonna be Gotenks here. Again, we'll have to check his full kit tomorrow. I'm not gonna be able to tell how good he is just based off of this. Okay, let's move on to the big gun himself here. Legends Limited Ultimate Gohan. Let's just forward here. So he's red. Red melee. Yeah, we were way overdue for a red Legends Limited character. The last Legends Limited red character we got was cooler. Over a year ago. So let's take a look here at what we got for Ultimate Gohan. Okay, let's see. So Legends Limited Ultimate Gohan, who can transform into Sun Gohan Beast, joins the fight. This character has a unique gauge that when playing as Ultimate Gohan charges when allies are hit by enemy arts attacks. And when playing as Sun Gohan Beast, charges according to key charge time. He has 2 unique gauges? Huh. When the unique gauge is full, Ultimate Gohan will nullify unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 30 counts. That's really good against like Janemba. Obviously, there's a lot of blue characters right now still. While Beast nullifies all unfavorable element factors for 10 counts. Okay, so offensively too. Ultimate Gohan specializes in defense but switches over to offense after transforming, a change you can see reflected in the way the unique gauge charges. Interesting. So he's defensive until he transforms and he's offensive. There's also a special cover change with Ultimate Gohan's being against blast cards and then Beasts being against strike cards. He honestly sounds like he's just 2 different characters in one. Plus, there's an effect that cancels enemies' buff effects when they activate an Ultimate Arts or Rising Rush. Okay. I'm going to read that again. There's an effect that cancels enemy buff effects when they activate an Ultimate Arts or Rising Rush, allowing you to truly stand your ground. So that's the same effect that Ultra Janemba has. That's the same effect that Blue 17 has. That's the same effect that Ultra Kid Buu has. So if you're fighting against, Ultra Gogeta Blue or Ultra Vegito Blue and they Rising Rush this character, you can go into a character that has endurance and they'll be able to not die to the rush. Okay. Sun Gohan Beast can also unleash other powerful effects such as nullifying enemy special cover changes with the main ability, nullifying the enemy's wide range special arts. Okay, so he has the transforming yellow Jiren mechanic where he doesn't get affected by AoE green cards, it sounds like. This character will also get stronger according to the number of timer counts elapsed in defeated battle members, so they'll be a true threat in the latter half of a fight. To To use this character most effectively, take advantage of both Ultimate Gohan's superior defense and the overwhelming power of Son Gohan Beast's Rage. Okay, so obviously the one difference between this character and Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta that we can just instantly tell right off the bat is that this guy has significantly less tags, right? He's got Sun Family, Hybrids, and Movies. That's it. I mean, Movies is a pretty expansive tag. Sun Family is a pretty expansive tag. Hybrids hasn't really gotten a ton of love recently, but Hybrids is a team that when we get Hybrids, we get Hybrids. Like, they don't do the thing where, like, you know, they sprinkle in one hybrid buff per year and, like, the team sucks. I'm assuming this Gohan by himself is probably going to be able to revive the hybrid team, but we'll see. We'll see. We are getting GOTENKS too, right? So he's also technically a hybrid Saiyan. Okay, so main ability, transform into Son Gohan Beast and restore both health and ki. Plus, if the unique gauge is full, the main ability will charge it by 100%. Destroy all enemy cards and reduce the enemy vanishing gauge to 0. Oh my god, we're doing this again. We're doing this again. Okay. Allowing you to turn the tables in an instant. Okay. Try to use this when the unique gauge is full as much as possible. Transform into Beast. Restores own health by 30% and ki by 50%. Reduces impact and slice damage received by 30% for 20 counts. Interesting. You know who else has this? Actually, I don't think he has slice resist because that's the way he died, but it's Mecha Frieza, actually. Mecha Frieza has reduced damage received against specific types of damage. Let me see if I could find this, actually. So he gets 50% reduced damage received just baseline, but then, yeah, here we go. Reduce impact, explode, and pierce damage by 30%. So it's actually pretty similar. Impact and slice damage. So it doesn't work against, what, pierce damage? Pierce. I don't particularly know what counts as pierce. What is that going to be? Like Death Beam is a pierce effect or something? I don't know. Cancels own attribute downgrades in normal conditions. If unique gauge is full, resets own unique gauge to 0 and the following effects occur. Draws a special arts card next. So he's going to draw a green card. Charges own unique gauge by 100%. Destroys all of your enemy's cards. Reduces enemy vanishing gauge to 0. This is just unfair. If unique gauge is not full, resets own unique gauge to 0 and charges it by 30%. Okay, so you obviously want the unique gauge to be full here. This is just so stupid. What, dude? You guys know how stupid this is from fighting against Vegito Blue for the past 6 months. Or 5 months, whatever it's been. 4 months. Yeah. Okay, so Z ability at 14 stars is going to be 38% to sagas from the movies, Hybrid Saiyan or Sun Family base strike attack and defense, and then 18% to both movies and hybrids base blast attack during battle. All right, let's move down to the arts cards here. So Strike has blast armor. Attack your opponents without fear of incoming blast arts with Ultimate Gohan's blast armor. The blast card inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 15 to all arts costs for 3 counts. Not really that big of a deal. The only time this will actually really be worth it, and you'll actually be able to feel the effects of this, is if the enemy actually blast armors through your blast. Like, this could actually be pretty annoying. Plus 15 all arts cost if you are somebody who, if you're like the opponent blast armors through this, that's going to affect them heavily. So other than that, this is not really going to be that great. All right, so the blue card restores the vanishing gauge upon activation and unleash your special move to gain the advantage in battle. If the unique gauge is full, many more powerful effects will activate, such as randomly drawing a new card. Deals massive impact damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation, restores vanishing gauge by 70%, activates 3 times. 70 is a big number. That is the number we are looking for. Let me actually, what is the Beast Gohan that we have right now? What does he get when his gauge is full? I think it's 70. Let me see if I could find it. It's gonna be under blue card effect, of course. Yeah, 70. It's the same. The difference between 60 and 70 is actually really big. Like, it doesn't sound like it would be that big, but it actually is. And then 30% special move damage. Okay. If unique gauge is full, applies the following effects to self upon activation. He draws a card, gets a Dragon Ball 3 times. And then minus 30% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. Damn. Gets a Dragon Ball. Okay. And then it has blast armor. The green card, you can draw a special move arts card and restore ki, so use one in the middle of a combo and fire off a special move. This will also destroy the enemy's special arts cards too. Oh, okay. So it's great for limiting your opponent's options in battle. Draw a special move arts card next, activates twice. You can get 2 blues off of this. Restores own health by 10% and ki by 50. 50 ki is very good, of course. 20% of damage inflicted for 15 counts. Destroys all of your enemy's special arts cards. Yeah, that's annoying. And then inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 30% to health restoration for 30 counts. All right. This is the reason why this is even stronger than it looks is because it's going to give you the blue card that gives your advantage back. Like this is so strong. 3 times of this as well. And this is just pre-transformation too. He's obviously gonna have different effects when he's transformed into beast. All right, unique ability number 1, get an increase to damage inflicted in ki recovery, a decrease to arts costs, and more powerful effects according to the number of timer counts elapsed. Plus, restore health, increase special move damage inflicted, and decrease special move arts cost. Every 4 timer counts while Ultimate Gohan is on the battlefield. So, sounds like he's gonna have a similar mechanic to like Ultra Kid Buu and Purple UI Goku, where every certain number of timer counts he gets buffs. The further into battle you get, the stronger you'll become. Okay. Following effects occur when battle starts. He gets 100% damage, 40% strike damage, so it definitely sounds like he's more so going to be a strike character, right? That's fine. Reduces damage received by 70%. That's good. And then increases arts card draw speed by 1 level. 30% to blast damage inflicted by allies. Huh. Blast. Interesting. This actually kind of reminds me of Cooler a little bit, because Cooler gives strike, but I don't think it's 30%. It's like 15 or something. Let me see if I could find that. I think it's like 15. Yeah. This Gohan just straight up gives a support character level of blast damage to the whole team. Okay. Remember, this also affects himself. Like, he's also getting this. Following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Restores ki by 25. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Cancels own attribute downgrades and destroys an enemy card. Okay, that's going to be important to remember. Destroys an enemy card. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed from battle start. 10 counts, he gets 20% damage and minus 5 to arts cost. 25 counts is another 20% damage and 60% to ki recovery. And then 40 counts is 20% to damage and then charges unique gauge by 50%. Okay, so when the timer hits 140, you're probably going to get your unique gauge filled up all the way when your timer hits 140. Is that what they're trying to say? Something I think that's important to remember about this is that these buffs, because they're uncancelable, these should technically carry over to the post-transformed version of this character to Beast Gohan. So he's getting what, an extra 60% damage here? Yeah, that's gonna be pretty important to remember. You're probably gonna want to try and hold off transforming until you at least get the 60% damage from this, because that's gonna make a pretty big difference. I was actually gonna make a comment about this because I didn't see cost reduction or ki recovery anywhere in the base kit here, but he's getting 60% here, so that's the reason why. Applies the following effects to self every 4 timer counts while this character is on the battlefield. Restores ki by 15. Oh yeah, by the way, I made a mistake. It's not Ultra Kid Buu that has this effect. It's LF Kid Buu. LF Kid Buu has this. I think LF Kid Buu also gets, what is it, 20 ki or something? Let me see if I can find him. Where is he? LF Kid Buu. Right here. I think it's also every 4 counts. 30 ki every 4 counts. Yeah, that's the same mechanic. So 15 ki, he gets 10% to special move damage for 30 counts. And then minus 3 to special move arts cost for 30 counts. So every 4, which means you can get a maximum of 7 activations on that. So we can technically get to 70% special move damage. And minus 21 to special move arts cost, technically, if you want to have the maximum amount here. because then it's going to start falling off after 7. All right, unique ability 2. Ultimate Gohan has a special cover change against blast arts. However, the most important feature is a unique gauge that charges when allies are hit by enemy arts attacks. When the unique gauge is full, unfavorable element factors will be nullified for damage sustained and ally health will be restored. Plus, enemy buff effects will be cancelled when they activate a special move arts, ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush, which is of course going to be very strong. Sub counts will also be shortened, so you can more effectively avoid enemies that would normally break through your defenses. Yeah, so that's obviously meant to be comboed with characters like Orange Piccolo, or even just like 17, right? Other characters that have endurance. Knocks enemy back to long range of a cover change performed against their blast arts attack, comboable with the blue card. Slightly charges. Own unique gauge every time an ally is hit with an enemy's arts attack. I am going to assume that's the same wording as you. Let's see. It's probably the same exact unique gauge as the 17, but let's just see. Yep. Slightly charges own unique gauge every time an ally is hit with an enemy's arts attack. That is the exact same wording. Literally copy and pasted the wording from LF17. Following effects occur once unique gauge is full. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 30 counts. He gets a 15% team heal. He shortens ally sub count by 10 and then reduces enemies' Dragon Balls by 1. Applies the following effects to self after enemy attack is over. Restores health by 10. And then he gets cover null for 10 counts. How big of a fan am I of him getting cover null when an enemy hits him? So this is more of a reactive way to get cover null. I would say if he just got cover null on the green card, it would be better, but obviously I'll take this. The healing is nice. Just 10% healing every time he takes like a tap attack. Applies the following effects to self every time another battle member is hit with an enemy's arts attack. 20% damage inflicted. Yeah, I don't think this is that good. He gets cover null as well. You want to know what this is good for? Well, not real. I was gonna say this is good for this is good for having cover null on like you chaining in the blue card after you special cover change. But the only time that would actually be good is if the enemy is going with like a cover rescue effect, which is not that common. I don't think this is that good, honestly. 20% damage when an enemy is hit by a card. Or no, yeah, an arts attack. Because 10 counts is a little short for that. Following effects occur when enemy activates a special move arts, ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush while this character is on the battlefield. Charges own unique gauge by 30%. 20% to allies' health restoration for 3 timer counts. Shortens allies' sub count by 4. That's a lot, actually. 4? Okay. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade and minus 40% to special move ultimate and awakened arts power for 3 counts. That's pretty strong. And then cancels enemies' buff effects. This combination is really strong. So he cancels their buff effects and then he also debuffs them a lot. 40% is high. Let me just quickly check something. Yeah. By the way, people are not going to remember this. Maybe like for the first week of this character being out. But because this character is charging his unique gauge by 30% when the enemy uses any of these effects, any of these mechanics, ultimate or rising rush, or even just a blue card, this guy could, like, if you're at the point where you don't have a full unique gauge yet, you can fully charge the unique gauge with this, which will then reduce sub count by 10. Right? So if you end up filling up the unique gauge via this effect, you're actually going to be reducing ally sub count by 14 because you're going to be reducing it by 4 here, and then you're going to be reducing it by 10 here. So you should be able to bring in any ally character when this happens, on top of the fact that you're going to be canceling enemies' buff effects. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty tough to catch this character. He's going to be tough to catch because you're also going to be type neutral and you're going to be healing. This is important to keep your eye on. Like what percent filled up is the unique gauge before you ultimate or rush this unit? Okay, let's take a look at Beast. So the one thing I'll mention about Beast Gohan is because this is a transforming character, typically the way it works is transforming characters in their post-transform states more often than not have higher stats, right? They get a stat buff when they're transformed. So we're not able to check yet, of course, how high the stats of this character are going to be when he's in Beast Gohan form. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to keep in the back of our minds, is like, this guy's stats are going to be insane, probably. We don't know for sure, but I would wager that the Beast Gohan version of this character, his stats are going to be very high. So let's just recap here. What damage buffs are transferring over to the post-transform version here? These are, this is, and then these are as well, these 20%. So if you have the full 60% here, so this is 60, 100, it's 160. You could have 200% strike attack and then 190% blast attack going into Beast Gohan. Okay. Interesting. It's a lot. Main ability. Restores health and ki while nullifying your enemy's special actions that activate when changing cover. Plus, the effects will get stronger according to the number of defeated battle members. So you can activate the main ability when you're the last one standing and aim to turn things around. Draws a blue card next. Restores own health by 20% and ki by 50. Applies buff effect. Gets cover null for 10 counts. Okay. Following effects occur according to the number of defeated battle members. Restores health by 15% and 30% to the next special move damage inflicted. So if he's the last man standing, he charges the unique gauge by 100%, and then he seals the enemy's rising rush for 15 counts. That's pretty good. Already saw this. So this is the same blast and strike effects that he had in ultimate form. Blue card. After transforming, the special move will be able to nullify the enemy's endurance effects. Okay, that's good. Deals massive impact damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation, restores vanishing gauge by 70%, activates 3 times. I think this should reset. So let's just say you'd already used the 3 charges of unique gauge, or sorry, of vanishing gauge, 70% restoration here with Ultimate Gohan. I assume that once you transform into Beast, those will become available again, which is insane. So technically, this character has 6 times where you can restore your vanishing gauge by 70%. That's pretty dumb. He gets 40% special move damage for 3 counts, and then he nullifies enemies' endurance. If unique gauge is full, he resets own unique gauge to 0 and applies the following effects to self upon activation. Randomly draws 1 new card, increases Dragon Balls by 1 infinite times. And then he applies attribute upgrade minus 30% enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 counts. Yeah, this is going to be a very hard hitting blue card. This is really, with how high these cut effects are ramping up to be now in the game, this is going to be really strong. All right, special, we have the green card here, draws a special move arts card next, activates twice, which again should reset from the ultimate form. Restores own health by 10% and ki by 50, 20% damage inflicted for 15 counts, destroys all of your enemies' green cards. Oh, so it's literally the same green card as Ultimate Gohan, pretty much. It's pretty much the exact same effect. All right, unique ability 1, an effect that restores the vanishing gauge by 70% every 4 timer counts gets added after transforming. Wow. I mean, that's actually going to be pretty hard to keep track of. Because there's no like indicator on your screen that tells you how close you are to doing that. So you're really going to have to keep track in your head. Like, okay, it activated at 76 counts. Now we know it's going to activate at 72 counts. But when it, like, that's obviously, conceptually that's easy, right? But when you're actually fighting in a match, like, knowing the exact timing of when that activated and when you're going to be able to utilize it in, you know, compared to when the enemy's going to attack you, this is actually not going to be an easy thing to just keep track of and be able to manage in the middle of a fight. That's going to be tough, I think. Plus, under certain conditions, Beast Gohan will nullify the enemy's wide-range special arts attacks once. Yeah, that's the yellow. That's the yellow transforming Jiren mechanic, which is actually not bad. I've seen it activate a bunch of times at this point. So, okay, so the following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. He draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards, gets 30 ki, cancels own attribute downgrades, and then he randomly destroys 1 enemy card. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed from battle start. Wait. Wait, is this? Does this double stack? So, I think the way it works... I think the way it works is these should carry over to the post-transformed version. So now you're telling me that maybe they don't transfer over. I thought they would because they're uncancelable. Maybe not. Okay, 20% damage, 60% ki recovery, and then 20% damage. Applies the following effects to self every 4 timer counts while this character is in the battlefield. Restores ki by 15. Restores vanishing gauge by 70%. Now, it says activates 3 times. I'm assuming this doesn't count as an activation if your gauge is full already. I don't think it would just count, right? So that means every 12 counts that this character's in the battlefield, it just go like after 12 counts, it's over. I think it wouldn't count that. So this is actually going to be hard to keep track of, man. It really is. So he gets 10% to special move damage inflicted for 30 counts, and then special move arts cost. That's pretty much the same as the ultimate version. Nullifies enemies' wide-range special arts attacks while this character's in the battlefield. Or sorry, in one of the following states. Yeah, this is the same exact mechanic. I mean, we can pull them up, but I'm like 99% sure it's the exact same wording. It's the yellow transforming Jiren effect, who is right here. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. Slide moving or standing still, sidestepping to the left or right, receiving an attack. Slide moving, standing still, sidestepping to the left or right, receiving an attack. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. And then the second unique ability, Beast Gohan has a special cover change against strike arts. The unique gauge will also switch to being charged according to ki charge time. When the unique gauge is full, powerful effects such as an increase to card draw speed and the nullification of unfavorable element factors will activate. All right. Cover change against strikes, which you can combo with the blue card. Rapidly charges own unique gauge according to ki charge time while this character is on the battlefield. I assume it's going to be the same as Blue Kaioken Goku and Namek Goku, but let me just check. Yeah, someone's going to comment down below, oh my god, you keep checking other characters. Yeah, I mean, this is the best way to illustrate how these mechanics work. Rapidly charges own unique gauge. Yeah, so it's the same exact wording as Namek Goku, so it should apply. It should charge up the same speed as Namek Goku, which is very fast. We know how fast that is. Applies the following effects to self once unique gauge is full. Restores ki by 50. Okay, it's just a lot. He gets card draw speed for 20 counts, which remember, he already has card draw speed from the base form. So this is going to be double card draw, which is kind of reminiscent of the original Beast Gohan, which is interesting. Nullifies unfavorable element factor for 10 counts, activates 3 times. Yeah, that's important to know that this doesn't stack, actually. That's interesting. This doesn't stack up. Okay. Yeah, he just gets unfavorable. He just gets type neutrality offensively. Only 3 times though, but still. Applies the following effects to self after enemy attack is over. Restores health by 10%, activates 3 times. And then nullifies enemy special actions active when changing cover for 10 counts. Okay, so the way he gets cover null is when he gets hit, which is the same thing as the pre-transform version. And then the same thing when another battle member is hit with an enemy's arts attack. Same thing. Following effects occur when enemy activates a special move arts, ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush while this character is in the battlefield. Charges own unique gauge by 50%, 20% to allies' health restoration. Or 3 counts. Shortens ally subcount by 4. Cancels enemies' buff effects and debuffs them with the same debuff. Let me just quickly reconfirm how this unique gauge works. So it's a charging unique gauge. Okay. Applies the following effects to self once unique gauge is full. And then you deplete the unique gauge by using blue cards, right? Yeah, resets own unique gauge to 0. So you can only deplete the unique gauge with a blue card, it sounds like. Because green cards don't do anything. Huh. That's the main difference between like this Beast Gohan and the original one, is it sounds like the original one had a much easier way to deplete the blue card. Yeah, the only way he does it is via the blue card, it sounds like. Interesting. Okay, so we'll have to see how this guy performs, but he definitely sounds very strong. Again, I think it's important to remember that this character is going to probably have an increased stat spread thanks to him being a transforming character, but we will be sure to check that in tomorrow's video when we get the data download. Let me know down below what you guys think of the new Beast Gohan and the 1% sparking fat failed fusion Gotenks. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.